Hello and welcome to Making Sense of AI. It's week 5 of our 12-week AI literacy campaign here at Umemba Health. Hopefully, this is not the first video that you're watching, but if it is, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Quisha Umemba. I am an AI literacy and workforce development expert, AI consultant, AI trainer, and your AI translator, helping you go from complexity to clarity when it comes to AI tools. And my job is to give it to you straight. I do. I give you the good, bad, the ugly, and even the scary side of AI, but I do all of this so that you feel more confident and you are a more informed and responsible user when it comes to using AI, particularly in the workplace. And that's what we're talking about today. So let me get my notes pulled up as we talk about work in the age of AI, what is changing, what to watch, and what can you do about it. Now, I want you to imagine this, right? Imagine working or arriving at work and discovering that one of your colleagues is an AI agent. And this AI agent doesn't take a coffee break, doesn't take a smoke break, really doesn't even leave, just kind of is there all the time, 24/7, right? Doing those repetitive tasks you complain about and the things that you don't want to do anyway. Now, as you're imagining this, I know if I was to give you this scenario 10 or 20 years ago, you'd probably be thinking, girl, that's so far off. That's sci-fi, right? That's futuristic. Well, guess what? The time is now. And when you have huge organizations start to say openly that fewer people are going to be in certain roles because of AI, it's a wake-up call. I mean, just what, 2 days ago, the Amazon CEO recently told employees that the company expects its corporate workforce to shrink as AI tools roll out. Not we're going to roll these AI tools out and then let people go. Organizations are letting their people go as AI tools work out because they know that AI is going to be able to do so much of the stuff that we've been required to do as employees in the past. So here's what's changing. AI is increasingly handling tasks that are once done by humans. So we're talking about data sorting, thinking task, routine task, repetitive task, right? And so organizations are investing heavily in generative AI, we've talked about in several videos, and agents, which we have not talked about, and in automation. You're going to start seeing two broad shifts right now, if you haven't already, and one is job transformation. And that's actually kind of exciting, or it should be for you. So this basically means the role that you have will change, and hopefully it's going to change to incorporate artificial intelligence. If you're smart, you'll make sure that it does. And you're also going to see job displacement, and that's going to mean that some roles are going to decline, some positions are going to disappear. And yes, some of that will be, most of that probably is going to be the result of artificial intelligence. We have actual case studies of organizations making workforce changes tied to AI strategies. And as you keep those things in mind, I'm going to give you three key things or insights to consider about how AI will impact the workplace and the future of AI in the workplace. So, key takeaway number one, and it might be scary for you, but again, it's my job to give you the good, bad, ugly, and scary side of AI. The scale of change is real. AI is here to stay. It is going nowhere. And you've got to be ready for this. So I'm going to give you some quotes here, some stats that I have on my notes. So in 2025, in the tech sector alone, one estimate says 130,000 jobs lost across about 440 four layoff events are tied to AI or restructuring. It comes from a source called Final Round AI. Reuters said that Microsoft announced job cuts of about 4% of its workforce while doubling down on AI infrastructure. A consultancy services, TCS in India, is planning to cut 12,000 jobs, about 2% of its workforce, as part of an AI-driven business shift. Now, these are big organizations. So we're talking about change that's happening at huge scale, sending ripples beyond tech industries, right? We're talking about retail, outsourcing, education, healthcare, you name it. And so again, the scale of change is real. It is here, y'all. It is here to stay. Many companies are already restructuring with AI in mind. Okay, so that's number one. Takeaway number two that I want you to keep in the back of your mind is jobs won't disappear entirely, but they will evolve. Now, some are going to vanish, right? We talked about two changes or shifts you'll see: job transformation and job displacement. Some are just going to vanish and go away because we have AI tools that can eliminate those jobs entirely. And I will say this, a colleague of mine actually, I think this was the first line of her AI newsletter that I saw when it popped up in my feed today. And it said, if AI can replace your job, it probably should anyway, right? And this is why it's important that you incorporate AI into your daily routine, that you become AI literate so that you are not replaced, right? Okay, so I also want to say robots will not take all jobs, okay? How can I put this? I think just the way that I just said it, like if your job is going to be replaced by a robot, right? By a bot, by a agent, by whatever it is, it probably should be anyway. And so repeatable predictable roles are going to be very vulnerable. For example, HR support, data entry, even some middle management roles are going to be very, very vulnerable. But other roles, y'all, and this is the exciting part, other roles are emerging or gaining importance. So people who can work alongside AI, people who can manage AI, people who can bring creativity and human judgment, empathy and oversight, those jobs are going to be in high demand. So here's another stat for you. A recent survey found that about 39% of companies said they laid off people because of AI automation, but 55% of those companies admit they regret the decision. So the future isn't machines or humans, right? It is machines and humans. It is working or partnering with artificial intelligence in order to get the job done. All right, so here's key takeaway number three for you: what to watch for and how to respond. So if you're part of the general public, you are someone you care about, there are some implications that you want to remember. One, skills matter. The what I do may shift, right? So focus less on routine tasks and focus more on skills that AI struggles with. Things like the human side, judgment, ethics, empathy, cross-discipline thinking, change management, all of those things, soft skills, right? Things that AI can't do because it's a machine or it's a bot or it's a robot, the things that make it human, that's what you want to focus on. Okay. Skills matter in that regard. Two, lifelong flexibility. So when companies are reorganizing around AI, and I'm just giving you several examples of how they're doing that, staying adaptable is going to be a superpower for you. So yes, job markets are changing faster, but you should be saying, what could I do if this role changed? How could I adapt if AI was incorporated, right? So commit to being not only a lifelong learner, but lifelong flexibility as those roles that you may be working in the organizations that you may be working in, as they evolve. Okay. Number three, organizational culture and ethics matter. Companies are choosing their AI strategy. Some are cutting fast, others are integrating slower. So be aware of how your employer or industry treats the transitions. Look at how they're reskilling, upskilling. Look at where they're making abrupt cuts. I say these things because yes, you want to be mindful of the culture, right? How quick they're moving, the pace in which, whether it's a slow pace or fast pace, but you also want to be making plans as well. If you see that, there are being cuts made in certain positions, so on and so forth, then you know how to adjust for future, whether you want to move around and go to another position, or if you want to take some courses and training so you can be prepared and be in a better position to work with the AI tools that are being integrated into the organization. And then four, advocate for human-centered AI. So when AI enters the workplace, And most of you all that are using AI, more bias entered the workplace, right? So, more issues with risk and compliance and privacy concerns enter the workplace as well. So, advocate to always have a center, a human in the loop, to have transparency, to have workers' rights, to have people be informed. Because the more informed people are, the better we can drive ethical adoption. Okay. So I talked about takeaway number one, the scale of change is real. Takeaway number two, jobs won't disappear entirely, but they'll definitely evolve. And then three, know what to watch for, know how to respond within your organization. So, what can you do right now as AI is taking shape in every corner of our lives? I want you, first of all, to reflect and identify on things in your job description that could be automated. What's routine versus what's unique? What can be automated? What has to be done by a human? So, that human edge versus what can be given to AI tool to take that over. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to do. The second is probably more important than the first, and that is you got to upscale. You have to learn new skills related to human AI collaboration, right? You've got to, I think I saw somewhere where it said AI literacy is the new literacy, right? The new digital literacy, the new business literacy, the new everything. So everybody needs to learn AI literacy, AI ethics, creative problem solving, and also how to retain some critical thinking, which is probably going to take a hit, if I'm very honest, with the way that we are relying on artificial intelligence now. And that's a whole nother discussion, and maybe I'll do another video on that at some other time. Okay. All right. So one, reflect and identify on tasks that could be done by AI in a role, upscale, learn new skills related to AI. And then third, I'm going to say communicate. So talk to your manager, talk to your team, talk to your organization about what may or may not change in the near future, if there's going to be any AI workflows that are implemented. If things are introduced, is that going to change what you do? What's going to happen to your role? In other words, what I'm trying to say is instead of being reactive, be proactive and look at it as ways that you can stay relevant within your organization, because the shift is definitely coming. If you haven't felt it in your place of business yet, it is coming. AI is reshaping the workplace in real time. Large companies are restructuring, roles are evolving, and it's not something that should be looked at with fear, with dread. You can prepare, you can adapt, you can engage with this change in a very human-centered way. And so my call to action for you is to be curious, be intentional, survey your job, your skills, your industry, engage in conversations in your workplace about what's to come, ask questions, be an advocate for yourself, and be open. I think more than anything, be open. So that's all I have for you for this week. I hope this training, or this conversation rather, today has been very helpful, and I hope to see you in next week's video for week 6 of our 12-week AI literacy campaign. If you're interested in learning more about artificial intelligence and how you can use it in the workplace, visit our website, umembahealth.com, to learn AI at Umemba Health. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.